Hey guys, welcome back to Whitty's Gear Reviews. Kind of excited to bring you back something that we've been doing since the beginning. And this is going to be a small Temu gear haul. And I'm kind of excited about some of the things that I got here to discuss with y'all. I've taken everything out of the main bags because there's no sense unwrapping everything. But let's go over them one by one. We'll move some stuff out of the way and we'll get started, I guess, kind of like in order here. So, the first thing we got is, most of y'all will know by looking at it. This is just a military grade, what they're calling a military grade canteen. Let's go ahead and bust it open. It's just got snaps. I can tell you that all the stitching looks good. Get you a close up. Fabric is really nice. It's thick. You do have the little locks there for like a military web belt, or the put on any of your molly or anything like that. It can go on any belt, guys, and it could go on any typical molly. The hook a backpack, or the hook your canteen to your backpack, to a belt, any place that you want to carry it. Nothing wrong with the clips. Those, I was in the military, so those are pretty standard, and I can tell you that it has that feel. I'm not going to say that it's military grade or military made, but it does say it's a military grade canteen set. So let's look and see what we had included in the set. And then we'll go over the specifics. So you get your canteen. You get your cup. And you get your cook base. Let's get all these wrappers out of the way. I will say that I had one of the original, more of like the, I guess you would call it the World War II style canteen sets when I was a kid. Somebody stole it. Still upset about that to this day. But it was actually from a military surplus store. I didn't have this. I was wanting that for a long time when I was a kid, because, you know, as a kid, if I had this, boy, I was going to be out there boiling me some ramen noodles or something. We didn't have, well, I didn't know what ramen noodles were. I probably would have had a can of Beanie Weenies out in the woods. I would have lit a fire. I'd have cooked them here, and I'd have been happy and hopefully put out my fire and didn't catch the woods on fire behind my house. But I will say that this stuff, it seems, I mean, it's not thin. I have heard some people that have bought these off of Temu that they said they could literally bend it. This isn't that one. I'm going to leave a link in the description of where I got this particular one from, because I was leery about that too. But I looked at all the reviews, and out of 5 stars, this set had a 4.9, and there was a bunch of reviews on it. So that's the one I chose, but I can't bend it. Same with this. Now, you can bend it a little bit here at the very bottom. Not like bend it, but it'll flex there, you can see. And I'm pressing pretty hard to get it to flex that little bit of amount. Your cup, that's pretty standard. Guys, I will tell you that the one I had left this cup sitting on the ground. One of my buddies stepped on it when I was younger, and it kind of deformed it on one side. I was able to sit there and push it out and then kind of get a hammer on the inside, and I formed it back to where my canteen fit on it, but it just had a little war scar from playing war in the woods with my buddies. And that's what we did, man. My father was in the military. So all of us kids, what did we do? We wanted to be like our dads. We went out in the woods with old surplus military stuff, and we played, you know, war in the woods. But not a bad kit, guys. This is all, like I said, it's made out of anodized aluminum, which is your canteen, your cook base, and your canteen cup. One thing I like about this base is when you're cooking on top of it, right, there's 2 major ways that I've seen these used. One way is You just put a lot of sticks up underneath there. Just cram them in this hole. And you can use any natural sticks around you. And then there's more the European way. And that is to use an alcohol stove. It's designed to where you can also put an alcohol stove in there and use it that way. So the only bad thing is you have to find another way to carry the alcohol stove, and then you have to carry the mineral spirits that goes with it to have your fire. This, if you could find you some pencil-sized sticks and you could shove them in there, light it, you're good to go. Hope y'all can hear my son back there. He's watching Elmo and he's singing Sesame Street, so he's singing the wheels on, he's humming the wheels on the bus go round and round. But anyways, guys, good little kit, man. Everything fits well. The fit and finish is nice. I mean, I'm actually surprised after hearing some people talk about their sets. The handles are good. The rivets look good. I mean, I'm pretty confident that I could put that over a fire and cook an MRE. Put something in there to cook. Make a soup. Make a good cup of GI coffee or cowboy coffee. Pretty confident that, I mean, this feels a lot like the one I had when I was a kid. Just thinking back. Smells the same. I smelled the inside. You've got your nice little rubber or whatever it is. It's soft. You can feel it, so it's going to make a good seal around that lip, which is going to make it watertight. I'm actually impressed with the kit, guys. For it was the most expensive thing I bought in this load. It was $18, but man, I don't think $18 is that bad. It's harder to find World War II stuff now in military surplus stores. Now you're getting more of Desert Storm stuff, stuff like that. But you used to be able to find a lot of World War II, a lot of Korean War. Now you could still get some Vietnam era stuff, but they're starting to get a lot of stuff in my local stores that are Gulf stuff. But I like this old school stuff. Right. Let's look at the case itself. Not a lot to it, just a standard case. No pockets on the outside. Seems to be made well. You have that little bit of fleece lining on the inside. Those are probably the only two threads. I don't know. Guys, let me preface. A lot of guys say, oh man, they crappy craftsmanship because there's a couple strings. Those are the only two on this whole pouch that are hanging off, right? One of the first things I had to do when I joined the United States military was pick threads off of my BDUs. Could not have any exposed threads on my BDUs. We burnt them with lighters. We cut them with those little fold-out scissors that you got in those small little sewing kits. Or we plucked them out with tweezers. You did that for a whole day. One day that I was in basic training was get your uniform serviceable. All that stuff lasted. It was made well. I think they left all the strings hanging out, maybe on purpose to make us go through that exercise. That's what we thought back then. But once you got it lined out, it was good. I've got an Alice pack sitting over here that when I got that thing, it had strings everywhere. I burnt 95% of them with a Bic lighter and trimmed the rest off with scissors. And now it has no strings hanging off of it. But it had a ton when I got it. So you can't really say that this is crappy craftsmanship because you have these two threads hanging off. I would say put it in your hand and tell me what you think when you've got it then. This is pretty thick polyester, I would think, or nylon. I think it's nylon. It's pretty thick, fleece lined. That'll cut out from some rattle and some noise. Everything fits together well. We're going to shake it up when we've got it inside here. See, that's a pretty tight fit. I like how the handles fit inside so they're not clanking around. think the only thing that's going to clank around is this. And if I had a way to get it off, which I think there is, I'm going to undo one of these links. I'll probably just take some, what do you call it? Heat shrink. And you could heat shrink around that. And it'll stop it from rattling. If you're trying to be super stealth, right? We're going to stick it all back in its little bag here. And see how loud it is when we jiggle it around. Just in case people, you know, they want to know how well things hold up. All you can really hear is a chain. And then this one was touching that one. Now, if you shake it side to side, you could hear a little stuff in there, but show me a military canteen where you can't. Now, a lot of guys will take a little bit of tape, 100-mile-per-hour tape or Gorilla tape, duct tape, and put a band around that. Then it won't rattle so much when it's inside there. So, little tip, use it or lose it. All right, not a bad buy in my opinion for the $18. The next thing we got, guys, it's the spooky month. I have something that I've had for a while as far as a costume. I'll dress up every once in a while and just go scare kids in the neighborhood. But the mask I had, it covered your eyes. And the way it sunk into my eyes, my eyelashes would touch the fabric because it was real thin. And as I'd breathe in, the fabric would go up my nose. And I'm like, man, that's horrible. So I would wear a pair of glasses underneath it to keep it away from my eyes and to keep it a little further away from my nose. But anytime I tried to scream or holler, if I breathed through my mouth, I would suck in that little lightweight fabric. So I got something for that, and it's twofold, which was, and I don't care what anybody says, I think it's cool. I got this little ghost skull ski mask. I will tell you, I don't know what this is. Maybe it says on here. All right, so it's 95% polyester and 5% spandex. So this ain't super thin. It actually has a nice feeling to it. But, hey, I'm going to throw that on my head. I can see. I don't have to worry about sucking it in when I breathe. And I'll put that underneath my little hood costume. And, man, I'm going to go out there and scare some kids when they come up to my house. But you can also throw this in a bag, and it's a good way to cover your head. You can always do it like this. Fold it over a couple times, and you cover the eye holes. You've got a beanie. You can keep yourself warm as far as a head cover, and then if you want to put the fear into your enemy, throw the skull on them and go. You could wear it in whatever reason you want to wear it. I got it for my Halloween costume, but I'm not going to buy something that I'm only going to use once. It could go into one of my bags, and it could be a face and head covering in extreme conditions if I needed it. And it was super cheap. And I just thought it was cool. So overall, you're looking at $5.82 for the ghost skull mask. And they call it a one size fits all. Or like we like to say it now, one size fits most. Just thought it was something cool, guys. They're out there, and they have all different skull patterns. I like the ghost skull. Look at them. There's some other ones that aren't so gaudy or whatever, and if you're looking for something, they have others. And they have all black, regular ski mask. But don't wear that for Halloween anywhere around a bank. That tip comes for free. I will not charge you for that. The next thing we're looking at is Pooper Scooper. Not really, but yes, really. This is just a ultralight backpacking trowel. Golly, this thing's made out of some super strong Temu plastic here. Had to put the knife through it. All right. It is light. I do like some of the ones, and this one boasts in the ad that their handle is over an inch longer than most. I have big hands, and I like... The one I grabbed at REI is like a 3-finger handle. Man, why would you do that? I guess to use it like this. Man, I like to grab stuff. If I'm going to grab something and dig a hole, I'm going to dig a hole with a good grip around it. I guess you could do it like that. Little finesse hole. REI hole. Now I want to dig a GI hole, which means I'm going to get a good grip on it, and I'm going to dig up as much ground in as little time as possible. And yes, I get what I'm saying. That's kind of an oxymoron, seeing that I've got a small little shovel. I do have bigger shovels. They're just harder to carry. I mean, if I really wanted to dig a hole, I'll just toss this at it, and I could dig a hole. I also have a US folding shovel. But to fit in a backpack, the good thing about these is you can hang it on the back of your backpack. It's blaze orange, so it could be a signal device. Small one, but it could be. It will catch light because of the angles in there. So if somebody hits it with a flashlight, it might deflect some light patterns. They did cut some holes in it so you could tie it onto a wooden handle and make more of a shovel, get more leverage, or also to make it lighter. It's got this on here. Everybody calls that a saw. Anybody that's dug in the ground, a lot of times, what do you have down there? You have some small little roots that you're going to sit there and try to break. That's probably good enough to grab the root, saw small little roots, and continue making your number 2 hole.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
But in all seriousness, guys, I've used a shovel like this for scooping out ashes at a campfire. You know, digging a hole, whatever, that's not associated with dropping a deuce. Just nice to have a small shovel, especially in a gray man scenario or get home bag, anything like that. You're shaving down weight, and if this is good enough for ultralight backpackers, it's good enough for your get home or inch bag or whatever you want. And I can tell you this one is made really well, and it's made out of stainless steel. These do come in 3 colors. They're calling this an ultralight backpacking trowel shovel. Stainless steel, comes in silver, black, and orange. I wanted the orange because if I dropped it in the woods, I wanted to be able to find it. If you want to be more tactical, get the black. Or get the silver and it'll match your canteen. If you're one of those kind of guys where everything has to match. But those are the only 3 colors available. Not bad. I like it. It's I'll be honest, it is better than I thought it was going to be, and it will make it in my bag. I have no problem with that thing whatsoever. Coating on it's good. I like the way that they added the bend in there. It is lightweight, and it feels like it would do the job. Not going to dig in the rocks, not going to dig in this stuff like that, but if you can dig you a hole, this is a good way to do it. Even if you're making a small campfire, guys, and you want to dig it down in the ground, it's a good way to do it. If this is the only shovel you have, if you're hiding a cache, if you're out in the woods and you're in a get-home situation, and you've got your backpack, but you end up going through a well-populated area, you want to take your backpack, lighten the load to make it look less full, so people don't think, hey, why is that guy got a backpack full of stuff? He must have just stole something, or he's got something in there that we're going to steal from him. You could probably dig a small hole, put some of your stuff out of your backpack there, mark it, and go back and get it later so you don't look like you're walking in with a full GI rucksack kit on you. But good little shovel. Love it. I think it's going to work exactly for what I wanted it to. And the thing was like $2.97. It will work way past its money. The next thing I got was just for me. I've got quite a few bags, and I wanted to get something to identify my med bag from the top. Right? You just put this right on the handle. I've got my little med kit. My med kit does have a big, cross on the front of it, but on the top it's just a pull handle. So if it's down in my backpack, I've got a couple bags, a Expedition bag that kind of looks like my first aid bag, and I just wanted something to distinguish it. I did have a red zip tie on it, but I saw these and I'm like, okay. So this is it's embroidered, so it's not like paint, like silk screen or anything like that, or those new crappy t-shirt making machines everybody's buying from Walmart that after you wash it all the letters come off. It's not that. It's actually, you can't see it, but it is in the stitching. Right? It's in the thread. That's done with the thread. So it's going to be on there. And then again, you just clip it to your bag and you're good to go. And from the top, if it's in my bag, I think I'll see that a little bit better. Let me know. Let anybody else, if I'm the one injured and somebody looks in my bag, they'll see it and be able to pull it out and know that's my first aid medical IFAC kit. So you got that. Guys, the only reason I bought it is they say it's made out of durable polyester. Forgot to add that. But the reason I bought it was $1.87. To me, that's all day worth $1.87. I like it. It's going to work for what I need it to. The last thing is something that I've been wanting for a while. I have looked all over Amazon through a bunch of different companies that sell bushcraft gear and survival gear and all that stuff, and was just like, man, I'm going to make one because I'm not going to spend that money. And then I found it on Temu. And I thought, let me watch a couple reviews, saw the reviews, people loved it. I said, okay, I need to make sure I'm getting the same one. A couple of them I was unsure about because they didn't put a lot of detail in the description. So on Temu, guys, if there's not a lot of detail, not a lot of pictures, and not any sizes, go past those. Look for something that's going to give you all the information that you need. If it doesn't have a lot of information, then there's a good chance you're going to get, something this big instead of this big. When I got this and took it out of the box, I'm like, I already can tell you it's exactly the exact size they said it was in the listing. Some of you may already know what this is, but if you don't, it is, and it's a company. This one is not just an description. They're calling this the Nomad Chef 9-piece spice jar set with water-resistant canvas bag. Actually, let me be honest. The listing says waterproof canvas bag. I haven't tried that. I know it's not, wax canvas. So it's got to be treated. And anytime you treat canvas, if you don't do it correctly, it leaks. Or it leaks with continuous saturation. I always call it water resistant. If you're walking in the woods and it's getting rained on, sprinkled, shake it off, you're good to go. But really inside, I don't know why they even try to waterproof it, because not really going to hurt anything that's on the inside of this thing. But I get it. And that's all it is. And it's exactly what I wanted. You have this little, this is kind of like the material on this, if you can see it. It's like the cotton thread. I don't know if anybody, some of the older people on here, telling on myself, it feels like a thin clothesline material from back in the day, the clotheslines. That's what it kind of feels like. Anyways, moving on. So, you've got these glass jars. You've got these with the corks. Okay, good seal on the cork, guys. Some of these, I don't know what kind of cork, or it's a synthetic cork or something, but when you push them down in there, they tend to pop out. And if you shake it with a liquid or with salt or pepper or anything in there, the force will knock them out because the corks are real, real hard. I can tell you that's real cork just by feeling it. Yeah, all I can smell is a canvas. And that's a thing I knew, guys. When I took this out, if you've ever been in the military and you put together a GP tent and you first take it out of its sack, you know that canvas smell. It's a mildewy, canvasy smell that I miss to this day. I didn't miss it back then, but I miss it now. You get 4 of those, and then you get 4 of these, which you have that little styrofoam in there to make these watertights for liquids. So what I think is these are kind of more for spices. So you can put your salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, whatever, red pepper flakes. Some people like to use stuff like this. Throw you a little bit of Cajun style all-purpose seasoning in there. And this is really good if you haven't seen it before. Spicy Louisiana classic. Stuff's killer. I bought it. Bought it today, and I had a couple things sitting on my desk, and I'm like, I'm talking about spices. I just got some spices, so there it is. But you can put your spices in there, and then you could put in these oil, vinegar, anything like that, any kind of liquids in these. And then, of course, you could still put some red pepper flakes or coffee grounds. If you're a coffee drinker and you don't want to carry a separate bag of coffee grounds, fill 2 of these up with coffee. The sizes on these things are pretty good size. So it's almost 4 inches. It's 3.9 by 1.8 or 1.18. The bag itself, if you look at it in the closed position, you're looking at 7.48 by 4.33 by 2.36 inches wide. What I like also is with this, you can hang it up on your tent, on a tree, or whatever, and then you can see all your spices. That's what the rope's designed for. You can take it off and store it in your bag just like that. For me, this is more of a camping. I'm not really going to throw this in a go bag or get home bag or anything like that. This is just going to make it into my camping gear so I don't have to carry a bunch of these around. Man, I'm going to be out there 3 to 7 days. I think I could fit enough spices for my trip in this. And I'm not talking like through hike trip, guys. I'm not going to carry this big thing either. I'm talking about car camping, anything like that. A backpack trip where you're only walking into the woods a couple miles. We go to a place called Double Lake, and Double Lake has, no, it's not Double Lake, I'm sorry. It's I can't remember what it is. I'll put a link up here somewhere, but they have all your traditional camp sections, right? Where you can go tent camp, car camp, RVs, trailers, all the spots, water, all that. Some with gazebos and driveways to pull your RVs in. And then they have 4 primitive campsites, which are on the total opposite side of the park. You have the main road. Over here, you have all the fancy stuff, boat ramp, canoe places, and all the stuff. And on this side, it's nothing but woods. There is no structures, no nothing. It's just a trail that goes out in the woods. Well, as you get out there, you have camp spot 1, walk for about a half a mile or so, camp spot 2, walk for about a mile, camp spot 3, and if you want to walk the whole day, go to campsite 4. I've got a video down below where we took some Temu and Amazon stuff out. It's not the best video, guys. I apologize for the way it sounds. I did not have a microphone, so I'm trying to talk loud to where you can hear me And sometimes I'm not trying to talk loud, so it's harder to hear. Plus, it's on a cell phone, so you're picking up a bunch of noise and stuff like that. It was what we had at the time, and still kind of what we have now. We have a better camera, but I don't know, we haven't really used it yet. But anyways, I could have walked this in. It wouldn't have been a problem. I wasn't trying to be ultra light. I was trying to be as light as possible. Pack some of the creature comforts to sit out there for 5 days in the wintertime to camp and hope I didn't freeze and to cook some decent meals. But most everything we brought was dehydrated. My wife makes MREs. Plug to my wife. Anyways, guys, great little kit. This thing came in at $12.94. I can tell you for some small little bottles, it's $2.94 for 4 smaller bottles. Not that big and not near as wide. So do the math on that, and that was the cheapest I could find those in a box store. You could probably get those cheaper on Amazon, but I wasn't at Amazon at the time. I was at a box store, and I bought them there, and they were $2.94. Stay tuned. I got a video coming out on that stuff after. It may come out before this one, may come out after. If it comes out before, you know what I'm talking about. If it comes back out after, go take a look at it. Anyways, guys, that is your Temu haul for the day. I think all in all, nothing's going back to Temu. I'm going to keep every bit of it. I like everything that I got. Everything, guys, I'm not just on there buying stuff to buy it and to review. I'm buying stuff that I have a need for, and I'm hoping it's better than what I have. This, it's just nostalgic. I just remember the old ones. I have plenty of the Nalgene, and I might replace the aluminum with a Nalgene canteen because it'll fit in here. But I just wanted this one for my own reasons. Not that it's ultralight, not that it's going to be better than any of my Nalgenes. I've got some Yeti Nalgene type bottles. I just wanted it. So I bought it. Even though it was kind of expensive, $18.33, it was well worth my $18.33 as far as I'm concerned. The mask, no brainer, what I paid for it. The trowel, all of it, keeping it. Going in a bag, going hunting, going camping, scare kids for Halloween, and then it'll end up in one of my bags just as a full face covering in the wintertime. Anyways, guys, that's all we got. Still 3 ways to support the channel. Whitty's Gear, buy me a coffee, memberships. We struggle on all 3 of those, but they're out there. I don't really push it because I don't want to spend anybody's money for them. If you feel like helping out the channel, those are 3 great ways. Best way to help the channel, like, share, subscribe, click all those notifications, and comment. Leave me a comment. Tell me, Jay, that's junk. I don't like it. Hey, everybody has a right to their opinion. Jay, I love that. How do you like it? Let me know when you go camping. I will definitely do that. Jay, great idea. I'm going to scare kids for Halloween too. And Jay, stupidest thing you could have spent money on, but really, for $1.87, not bad. And it's a poop scooper. Is what it is. Leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Love y'all. See you on the next one.